Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to D&D Mushoku Tensei, a Jobless Reincarnation. Tonight we're on episode 22. So I just watched 21, and then took like a 5-minute break to like mentally collect myself. But hey, 2 more episodes left. Might as well at least do another one. You know what I'm saying? Let me boom episode of the screen. So, yeah, things went horribly wrong, but then it didn't get as bad as it nearly could have, which was so good. Basically as follows. It's honestly the entire episode was two interactions, right? It was there was a little fun fight at the beginning, bro. They animate Rudy. What's her freaking Eris? They animate Eris fighting so well. It's actually so cool. But yeah, so we run into the Dragon God Orsted in what I assume is the Dragon God Mountains, right? Because we took a look at the map and they're in about that area, and they're in mountains, and there's dragons. So, boom. We should have. Was there another path, Rudy or Rudy? I never want to go in. Like, these mountains are scary. We're never going in the Dragon God Mountains again, right, guys? Like, I assume this was kind of necessary for something, because why else would you go in such a terrifying location? So but wow, this place sucks. But yeah, we do a little bit of dueling. It's all fun. Everything's happy. No, we start the episode with everyone dying. Then we're like, oh, but everything's happy. So it's like, no, it's not episode. Don't even pretend that it's happy. Oh, I'm so worried. I'm just scared. I'm so physically afraid, which is a horribly wonderful sensation. A wonderfully horrible sensation. This guy shows up. I'm not gonna lie, this was actually such a good entrance for his character, because I literally, with the way Ruijerd was acting, for Ruijerd to be scared says so much, right? So for Ruijerd to be standing still, looking ahead, at first I was like, how is Rudy not feeling this killing intent? Is he stupid? But then man God explained it later, so makes sense. Got you there, we're good. But like, so Rudy's like, what's going on? Them staring ahead. I mean, immediately like chill is running down my spine. I was thinking as we were looking ahead in this fog that just a sword or like a fire or like a guy running at like Mach 7. I was ready for like light. I mean, the guy's a dragon god, but at this point we didn't know who it was, right? So I was expecting like the speed of light sword attack to just cleave someone's head off, for them to just one-shot Ruijerd or something. Like the actual ominous terror was off the charts. And then they just casually walk past us. And Ruijerd says, don't move. And then your ox kills itself. And Rudy decides to try to open a dialogue. Oh, Rudy, I don't get you, man. I know you're like trying to talk about the mana cataclysm because it's like, oh, this guy's strong. Let's get some information. Like the situational awareness or like the trust in Ruijerd, like something's lacking and it's going to get you killed for real, no revive. It's gonna get. I thought Ruijerd was gonna get killed because of these actions. Like Rudy, you just is kind of dumb sometimes. Like Rudy, like it's like I feel like it's crazy because it's a repeating thing. So it's like a character thing, right? It's not like he's like constantly like misreading the situation and it's way worse than he expects, and he like is taking everything at like a surface level, and then really it's like he's not picking up on any of the malice. Right? He's not picking up on how strong this guy is. And I know like you're saying like, oh, but he can't feel the curse. Ruijerd is terrified of this guy, okay? That's enough. That's enough for me, the audience, to be literally like pissing myself, okay? So, Rudy, like, you gotta pick up on these. I need you to trust Ruijerd. Because Ruijerd, and it's not even just picking up on it, because Ruijerd explicitly said don't move, and he continued to move. And try to make moves, So just absolute misplay from Rudy, like incalculably, So that was really brutal. This entire scene of them getting murdered, I mean, I loved it. It was great. It was horrible, but I mean, wow, he really saw himself getting killed, and then Ruijerd stepped in while Eris pulling him back? Eris pulled him back and Ruijerd blocked it. Eris reacting to this guy's speed, good Eris feat. Ruijerd immediately blocking and then like scoring up for a second. I mean, Ruijerd got rolled, but like good Ruijerd feat, I guess. Or like at least now we have like a scaling there. I don't expect Rudy to have the reaction speed of like Eris or Ruijerd because he's a mage. Like you're totally fine there. That's the thing. As soon as hostile intent is declared, right here, all of Rudy's moves were good, really good. I love like him bleeding out, no incantation magic, so he's in a really awful situation because he can't self heal, which I was talking about in an earlier episode of like, wow, it would be really bad if a mage, like if you broke their jaw, they can't do anything, and that's exactly what got Rudy hoed. I mean, he was already dead at that point, but like specifically that came up, so I'm glad to like, because that's just me playing with their system. That's why I love a good magic system, because it's like, okay, like we can see, like we can follow the logic of the fight. Like the fight was so good. The stakes were insane. Rory Jerd gets destroyed. Eris, despite watching her mentor, despite knowing how outmatched she is and fighting through the curse, steps up to fight him, literally sweating bullets. So like, I just love her. I love that. I just love that. You know, the bravery and just, I mean, kind of like a borderline recklessness, but, and then she tries to cast the fireball, bro. Yeah, and then Rudy on the ground using incantation magic, like, so well. I mean, this even, he's doing, because he's got, like, the guy's got his back turned to him, but he's doing this, like, hidden move and, like, charging and charging and charging and charging and charging to try to get a shot on him, right? I mean, he is looking back at him, so I guess he, like, I mean, at that point, what, you're expecting that you're gonna, but, like, this, like, defiance, like, Rudy is dead, right? At this point, like, he's so outmatched, but this refusing to give up is so admirable, and I love that so much. Like, nice, like, when it really came down to it, he was full send. He wasn't going into despair and, like, completely losing it, you know? So that's huge. That's huge, like, mental Rudy points. Good mental. Great mental. And the fireball, like, to have the focus in that moment to cast that fireball, love that. The whole man god thing, man god, dragon god problems, who even knows? Disturb magic, is that a curse? Maybe, no, but he uses Wormgate. Is Wormgate a spell? I don't know. Because maybe the guy's got, like, some sort of, like, no, it's situational. I was thinking maybe one of his curses was, like, an anti-magic field that's always around him. But no, he, like, explicitly decided to use disturb magic, so that's not the case. At this point, like, the guy, he's literally, what's this, Orsted? Orsted's literally letting Rudy fire this off, because he could be disturbing it, he could be doing more shots, but he's just, it's kind of like a test of, like, how strong is this kid? You know? And he says, like, on par with Laplace, that's just insane. It's just insane. But we don't really, how strong is Laplace compared to the top 7? Who knows? I would guess, like, right, like, in the middle, maybe, like, middle high? At this point, Dragon God, it was just so scary that I don't even know. Well, mana potential. It was mana potential is specifically, which Rudy has an insane amount. So maybe it was just their peaks as opposed to like something I could use into battle strength. But so yeah, that was horrible. Man God comes in. It gives us a little bit of information about cursed children. Gives us a little bit of information about this guy specifically. Like them not liking each other. How curses work. Laplace had green hair. Interesting. And I like some of Rudy's questions and doubts that are being cast towards him. For him to be like he thinks he's dead, so I don't blame him for not really caring. But like, hopefully he comes out of this being like, this whole man god thing is an issue, you know? Because the dragon god just, like, I mean, what can man god do? I don't know how much power he has over the world at all. Because he can appear on Rudy in the mindscape. Maybe that's like all he has. No, but he knows things. He has information. So that tells us he has some power, right? It's just crazy because like the question is can Rudy walk away from this? My answer would be no. My answer would, as soon as Man God showed up for this first time and he was like outed himself as a god, I immediately am saying, okay, the end game of this story is dealing with Man God and the gods. Because you don't introduce a god like this and then lower the stakes back down. Like, no, we're dealing with the gods, okay? You know? Like, you don't do that very often. Like, you could do that in the story, and that'd be a fire story, but it's, like, uncommon. Yeah. It's crazy. They, like, foreshadowed this so much. They literally, the guy's walking in, and it's like, oh. Or, like, they, you know, this opening thing happens, and then media's like, okay, which one of the 7? Like, Rudy, you don't say. And then they start talking about the top 7 right before he shows up. That's just cruel and unusual punishment for me. That's just digging the knife into me of saying, like, oh, one of them's coming and it's gonna hurt. Why couldn't it have been Northgard? We could have probably maybe handled Northgard. At least Ruijerd could have, like, had a match there, and then you know? Come on. Why couldn't it have been Kallman? Why couldn't it have been Kallman? But yeah. For next episode, I'm worried about... So, two things. I thought we would be making it back to... the place. I thought we'd be making it back to the place. What is it called? Like, Eris' hometown. There's 2 episodes left. Maybe the last episode will be walking into Eris' hometown and kind of, like, getting us, like a kind of an open-end bookend of, like, the next arc. We kind of have, like, a... You know, because I feel like that's where they would usually end a season. I'm worried about... Because, like a near-death experience for the mental is an incredible amount of trauma. And, like, I mean, there's, like, a thing I've heard before of, like a near-death experience will inspire, like, a reproductive instinct. And I'm just worried because he, like, latches onto her for comfort, you know? And he was just talking about, like, the promise or whatever. And then he says, like, you can punch me. So he's, like, giving her an option to say no, in a sense. And then she doesn't really accept it because she does a light, like a loving punch and then cries. So, like, I'm worried that, like, something will go down there, though I don't even know what that would look like. And that's just very stressful for me. My only ask was not Eris. I mean, that's not my only ask. I've asked a lot of Rudy, but, I'm just worried about that. Because, I mean, it's a mix of a few things, right? Like, because I'm reacting, right? A lot of people have been saying, "Oh, I'm dreading your future reactions. I'm worried about this thing. Oh, you should, you know, the show's gonna make your head explode. You should drop it." And I kind of always have, like, thought, like, okay, by the end of the season, something crazy's gonna happen that is like a Rudy that's gonna make people, like, you know. And if it's Rudy misplaying this as much as he did, then that's one thing. But that just makes me very stressed about this thing here. Ruijerd, wake up. Wake up, Ruijerd. Wake up, Ruijerd. Please. Or, like, who? I mean, because I was kind of thinking in the back of my head, like, I wonder if the reunion with Sylphie's gonna go weird, you know? I low-key feel like Sylphie's gonna, like, be, like, kind of like a badass, you know? Like, we're gonna, like, meet up with her, and we're used to, the bullied child, but then now she's, like, a giga Sylphie. I'm kind of expecting that a little bit, because, like, you don't make it to the freaking Senate floor in the Central Continent, with your crazy new white hair, different style, you know? You don't make it all of that as a scared, bullied kid. Like, she's gonna be, you know, kind of cracked now. So, I'm guessing. So, I could see, like, Rudy not really having, him not being able to, pressure. I could see Rudy not really being able to pressure Sylphie in a way that, like, he would have been able to previously, because she's been able to, like, grow so much apart from him, which makes the target reticle go back onto Eris, which obviously is making me very afraid. But hey, we're in it together. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're in it together. We're gonna make it. Episode 22. I'm just gonna watch it now. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I'm like worried about what's coming, and then I'm also just incredibly stressed because of what just happened. You know, it's both sides. I still feel all that, like, nausea and, like, terror in my body. I was not expecting to physically shake, you know, because, like, dude, I don't know. I'm curious if like it came across on camera, but I'm literally sitting there going, like, please don't kill them. Please don't kill Ruijerd. I didn't think they would kill Eris, but, like, Ruijerd was really on the line, as I've said, like, 7 times. So, yeah, let's just jump into this episode. Oh, please, no. Oh, well, we're probably fine now. At least no one's gonna die anymore. That's, like, easily no one's gonna die anymore, right? Man, but Ruijerd just comes with us to the capital? What's gonna happen with that? I don't know. Episode 22, let's get this going. In a 3, a 2, a 1. Bang! Blood. Please, no. Is this where Eris got her head stomped? It kind of reminds me of that. What the hell? What is flashback to Oh, it's wine. Oh, good move. Wow, flashback to the Eris days. Why are we back here? Oh, it's not real. Because everyone's here. What happened? Are you dead? No, you're not dead. You literally just got revived. Sophie's there. It's like as he remembers everyone. What? This is a crazy nightmare. What is that thing? This near-death experience has traumatized him a ton. Oh my goodness, he's way more traumatized. He's so much traumatized. If he's getting nightmares like this... Woo! Woo! What? Is your life like escaping you? What's happening? Wow. The fear of losing everything. The fear of losing all those people that you love. Yeah. We're just in some random ruins. How's Ruijerd? Where's... Oh, he's awake. Okay. Dang, I wonder how Ruijerd took this. I wonder how everyone took this. I didn't even think about that! I didn't even think about that! You effed everything up. Dude, he's gonna be so... Oh, good point, Ruijerd. I didn't even think about it, like... Yeah, that everyone heard that. From the 7 gods of ancient times? What? Because the question is, why have you been hiding it from us? You haven't been trusting us. You know, etc., etc., etc. Like, that could be a huge breakdown between Ruijerd and Rudy here. Good morning, Eris. How... I don't know if Man God's good or evil. I don't know what's up with Man God. I hate having no knowledge. I hate... It's so scary. Are you... Whoa. Manly tears from Ruijerd. He just had, like, his dream, one of his dreams of, like, redemption for his clan, like, you know, proven true by... Or proven possible by a god. Like, that's huge. Okay. No, this is good. We're just walking? Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, it's good idea. I like that. That's smart. Well, he revived you. I don't think he's just going to throw hands with you next time. That's not... I mean, good to be... Man, and now Eris knows what it's like to lose Rudy, which is going to make her attachment to Rudy, like, spike. Shout out to this horse, by the way. Replacing that ox that iced itself. Oh, is this the ruins of our house? Of our land? Wow, it is. It's just an ashen field. No, we made it. We made it. We didn't even go to the capital. We just went straight here. Okay. Or is this your house? Wow. My Paul beloved. She does have blonde eyes, bro. Yeah. Is that the tree that you and Sylphie bonded at? They spent so much time like playing around. I think it is, yeah. Man, that look on his face says so much. Dude, the little patch, the patch on the back of his robe is crazy. Like where they like repaired the hole. Dude, this sucks. Everyone's just sad. Is something else about to happen? No, it's just the landscape. They're not children anymore. You did a lot, Rudy. No, you gotta take credit for that. No, you were invaluable for them. Yeah, you were great for him. Wow. How's Eris gonna take this, like, abandonment? It's on great terms, though. So I feel like it's just gonna be hard because everything's so horrible right now. Cool. Good line. You're my boy, Richard. I love Richard. Dang. True. Learning experience. Aw, Eris. That's my girl. Oh, I forgot about those stupid things, bro. That was in the beginning of the show. You gonna hunt for them or something? Make them a food. Oh, a head pat. Yeah, I mean, they're strong now. She's trying so hard. Oh. Oh. Wow. Oh. That scene went so hard. Man, this guy better come back. Just bring him back next episode, please. Yeah. It's a shame we can't, like, contact him, but... Now what? I mean, we're literally just... I was about to say 2 kids. But, I mean... Ruger, you know, was like, you ain't children anymore. So, kind of Giga Chad in that regard. Oh, wow, we got refugees. Or, like, you know, survivors of the Mana Cataclysm, like, coming back to, like, rebuild or whatever. Because where else are they gonna go? I wonder how long it took to cast that spell. Or, like, if it even was, like, a spell, in a sense. Ah! You're just here! Thank you, Ghislaine. Oh, finally. There you are. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. She was here. She had gotten here long ahead. Okay, good stuff. She must have just not had a route that ran into Paul. Who are you? Are you one of the, like, butlers of the house? You're about to say what happened to Saros? Oh, no. Oh, no. Not right after losing Ruijerd, bro. Good move, Eris. All 3? They both died in the teleportation? She has nobody. Eris is the... I love her so much. I can't believe they took out all 3. So, yeah, is she, like, the next in line? Do we, like, need a... Do we, like, need a... Are we gonna, like, make, like, Rudy into, like, the guy? And, like, Eris and, like, them two are gonna be connected in that way? She's projecting. That's what she did. Like Loki. All 3 or with you and Rudy? She's gonna want him to stay, huh? Good move, Eris. I like that. That was some of the realest behavior I've ever seen. That's just... She needs the time to process it. I so get that. She asked for you to step out. I mean, it's... I don't even know what you do. No, good. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Rudy. I think that's right. I think that's right. You two ain't missing no more. Ghislaine, I'm so glad you were here. I thought she... Did she... Whoa, maybe she teleported and then, like, made herself a new person, you know? Like, whoa, what happened? She isn't even known as Sylphie anymore. That's crazy. Wow. I wonder what happened there. Maybe she was picked up for her like majory talent or something. Who knows? She must have been like a self-made woman, you know? It's gonna be Eris. Oh, okay. Yeah. She's chosen Rudy to be her, like the guy of her house. She's putting on such a front. Happy birthday. Okay, dude. Yeah. She's just, I mean, she's so desperate for like comfort, I guess. Yeah. She's just gonna start making moves. Dude, it's like a reverse of like, it's like a reverse. The wine spilling, crazy. Just like the beginning of the episode. It's like a reverse of what, you know, of like the first time. This is just crazy. It's crazy that I'm seeing it. Whoa. Really? He's really trying. I thought it was gonna be Sophie, bro. I was not. Listen, I don't need to see it. Yeah, you can play flashbacks. I don't even need to see it. Yeah. It's crazy. We like just did this with the Ruijerd, you know? Like this like flashback for like a big yeah. Whoa. I mean, it's got the post nut. Got that afterglow. Is she in there? Where is she? Oh! That's crazy. She cut her own hair, bro. She cut all her hair off. She wrote a note? What'd you write? Are you gone? She's going on a self-improvement journey. I lost Eris after that. That's what you're telling me right now. That's gonna devastate Rudius. That's gonna kill him. He's not gonna tell you. Fuck. I mean, she's fine. She's with Ghislaine. No. She needs time to process, man. She needs so much time to process. I mean, low-key, if she's pregnant, that'd be insane, right? Like, I mean... Didn't solve your issues, Rudy. Did not solve your issues. They're ending the show on Rudy crying? Is that what you're telling me right now? Fuck, there's another episode. I forgot there's another episode. It's literally trying to play. I can't believe there's another one. I literally thought the show was over. Or the season. I can't believe all of them were dead. That's just insane to me. I don't got much to say. I don't know what to say about that, man. I just, like, it's just so complicated and weird and just, but like, I don't know, man. It's just such a fucked situation in, like, like, you know, like, even with, like, before any like, thing sexual happened. Like, it was already so bad. And, like, as soon as, like, Ghislaine was like, oh, a concubine, blah blah blah, it's like, dude, she's gonna want Rudy to be her concubine, like, the same, you know, she's gonna want to, like, affirm that, and, like, Rudy's all she has, and obviously there's been, like, there's been a thing the entire time. I was coping so incredibly hard by thinking it wouldn't be Eris. Because I was expecting something to happen, right? But I was like, oh, it's going to be Sophie. Oh, we're going to meet Sophie. And then we just kept getting delayed. And we kept, like, it's like, we're not going to meet fucking Sophie. I don't know where Sophie is, but it's not going to be Sophie. It's going to be Eris. And it's happening. And it's right after death. It's right after this horrible trauma where Rudius is super traumatized and messed up and in need of comfort. And Eris is incredibly in need of comfort. And I guess that's the solution. Well, and it's crazy, too, because it's, like, a political thing for her. Like, she's trying to be so adult and, like, take control of her life, right? And, like, a way to be adult and feel independent is the adult action of sex, right? I mean, that's a very adult thing. So, like I mean, it makes so much sense that, like, she would be there. And then, like, for her to be, like, impressing on him especially given the trauma. Like, of course he's gonna go for him. It's not even like him going for it. It's like him letting it happen, you know? I want to have your kittens meow. There was I was thinking for a moment there, if it gets graphic, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna walk away. Cause like, I like care about this character a lot, right? And I don't like jokingly sexualizing is one thing of just being like, oh, haha, you're hot, like for Ghislaine, right? Of like, oh, like I like her character and she's, you know, fun, and it's like, oh, she has massive honkers, right? Like that's one thing, but like actual intimate sexualization that's like serious, because this is obviously a super serious moment. Like it didn't feel right for me to be watching it, right? Of like, because like I care about Eris and I try to immerse in these characters so much as like individuals, right? And the thing with like individuals is like I you know, to like a degree I like try to like respect their privacy or something. So like I would have been very put off and would have I thought about pausing and walking away if it got too graphic. That was like a thought that crossed my mind, just very fleetingly, because it didn't get too bad, right? I'm glad that they like cut away a lot. That was like, given the situation, that it was done in like some taste. Man, the cup falling into the blood was interesting as well. I mean, that's like the communion, right? Like the two things merged together into one kind of. That's kind of the way I took that, of like, oh, you know, that's the intercourse taking place. Like that's the merging of the two people. It's crazy because it's like it's out of like a desperate need to be comforted, and for Eris it's like this political, like she needs like power as a political entity, you know? So she's like, I can't be wed. I don't want to be wed with just some rando, you know? Like if I want to rebuild this family, or like I'm all that's left of this family and it's on me. So I'm going to, you know, like commune with Rudius to like set that, boom, make that move. I think, I mean, how much of it, I mean, she obviously like is into the guy, you know. I don't have a doubt about that she like has a, you know, that she was interested in him in this way. Like that's not a doubt. Man, I've been saying all along, just don't be Eris. Just don't be Eris. Because I don't want to see Eris like that, you know? Like, I respect her so much that I wouldn't want to see her sexually, especially when she's a child, right? Yeah. Like, that's kind of a thing of, like, I respect her enough that I, like, respect her, like, boundaries or whatever, and I'm aware that, like, I don't exist in the show, so, like, I feel like that's not, like, a thing for me, you know? So, like, you know, like, the shot of, like, I mean, there's, like, a shot of, like, that's, like, rather lewd of her here for a second. I mean, like, I don't even, like, care. Where is it? Of just, like, her breasts, right? And it's just, like, I'm looking at that, it's, like, it feels, like, I don't want to see that. Like, and it's not like you're disgusting or gross or anything. Like, it's, like, I care about you so much that it's almost like I don't know, like a paternal or, like, a friendship thing, you know, where it's, like, you know, like, I wouldn't want to see, I mean, this sounds weird, I'm just gonna say, like, I wouldn't want to see, like, my daughter naked in a sexual sense, obviously, right? And I care about this girl so much, so for me to, like, I don't want to see her sexually, right? Like, that doesn't feel, like, right to me. And that's a very, like, I understand that, like, that's a very, I think, like, my personal, that's, like, how I personally feel consuming the media, right? Like, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not trying to make any claims there. And I love how, I mean, she's such a fierce spirit, that for her to be independent in these moments makes a lot of sense to me. Of her to say, like, I like that. I was kind of curious where they were going to go with it, if she wanted him to stay or not, but it like, crossed my mind for a second, like, hey, you know, I don't know if she'll stay or not. Or if she'll want Rudy to stay or not. And for her to just need the time alone to process is very, very sweet to me. And, like, out of that's not sweet. That's just very, like, that's just very real to me. of like something that to that degree happens. She just needs the time to mourn herself, you know. And then she collects herself, and it's probably, I mean, it's a rebound like kind of thing where like it doesn't matter how much, like, she's still a mess. Like, she still feels horrible. She still hasn't had any time to mourn. And I feel like to some degree, this is her trying to gain control, right? So it's like, I'm an adult now. This is what adults do. I'm the in line. I'm what's left of this royal noble family. This is what nobles do for like a political reason, right? I mean, that's literally what Ghislaine is saying. Which, by the way, what's up, Ghislaine? And so, I mean, that makes all so much sense to me. And like for her to leave afterwards, I really like as well. I mean, it hurts because I love her, but I love her character so much. So for her to leave, man, the cutting of the hair is so good as well. She's gonna be cold. I feel like whenever we're gonna see her in the future, she's gonna be so much more business and cold because now all that responsibility and weight's on her shoulders. You know, so she won't be able to have fun adventuring times. You know, she has so much to do. And so for her to leave, like, yeah, I feel like she's just like, I'm an adult now. This is what I have to do. You know, this is not the time for me to be a child and cry in someone's arms, right? Or even kind of the adult equivalent. Here's that shot I was talking about, like her being sexualized. Of like the adult equivalent of like, it's not the time for me to like desperately seek comfort with like the warmth of another, you know. This is the time for me to like shape up. I mean, Rui George said I was an adult. Yeah, I mean, as soon as like Rui George was saying like you're an adult, like you guys are not kids anymore, and then he walks away and it's just the two of them, I was like, I mean, I was just thinking like they're gonna do something, and I was thinking like I mean, sex was on the table. It's always been on the table for. From what my earliest thought was, we're gonna get back to Sylphie, and then there's gonna be like, it's gonna be just like the heat of the moment, you know, over the course of however long, like that's gonna be the big thing that everyone's talking about. Something will happen there. But then like especially as this episode went on, man, I was probably just in denial, low-key. Because I mean, I just kept saying, please not Eris, please not Eris. Yeah. And then like Rudy reacts in like a very Rudy way of like, I'm a normal person now. I'm not like an incel that has never been laid. Like, I've gotten some, and woo! Good morning, everyone. I'm one of you. Like, it's not that simple, dog. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I get the idea. Like, you know, that's like how a lot of people think. But like, if only it was that simple. That like now you've somehow, you know. Like, and I love how they immediately undercut that, where it's like he thinks like he's made this big, like, it's like, woo, you know, like, I'm one of you, I'm great, would you look at the time, like, this is the turning point for the rest of my life, my girlfriend, like, it's great, but she's gone, because it's not like that, it's not that simple, like, it's not even close to that simple, you know, and that's gonna hurt him so much, and now he's, gonna desperately, like, but he doesn't know where Sophie is. So I thought, like, what, is he gonna, like, go meet up with Selphie and, like, and that's gonna be, like, he's, like, codependent, like, just kind of, you know, or something. It's crazy. I mean, I've thought about this, like, moment for so many episodes. Because I've seen it coming so much, right, of something. And sex was on the table the most, right, because... That's like I mean, we already molested we already stripped the Sylphie in like episode 3, and then we were like molesting freaking Eris in like episode like 8, and people are still saying like, Rudy gets better, don't hate Rudy, blah blah blah, it's only gonna get worse. I'm, you know, like blah 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 blah. I'm really excited for the next couple reactions. It's like, well, something fucked is about to happen. Something wild's gonna happen, you know, and I've had that like impending doom feeling, which is why I was like, just not Eris, and I kept saying like, let's put all my eggs into the Eris basket. And I mean, I didn't feel like this was fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know. I need to process this. I need to do what Eris did and literally just like sit down and think, you know. My phone just died, bro. I don't even get my notes anymore. I'm alone, bro. What was I saying? But yeah, so it was like this, I mean, I've thought about this for weeks. Like, no joke, I've thought about this for weeks of, like, I really am curious how I'm going to respond to this scene. Whatever it is, because it's going to be something. And I was just thinking, like, should I get mad? Like, I don't know the context, so I don't want to, like, I don't want to, like, build in a bias of being mad. And, like, given how the show is, like, they're gonna make it as excusable as possible, right? They're gonna stack a bunch of stuff. I wasn't expecting all the trauma. That was crazy. Like, that went harder than I expected of, like, oh, we killed Rudy, brought him back, nightmares, like, now he's desperate for comfort and, like, alone and, like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And, like, that, that, like, instinct to reproduce when faced with death. I mean, that's, like, an animalistic thing. I don't know if that applies to humans, but, and, like, Eris, you know, I mean, I've already talked about all the reasons, and it makes sense for her. So it's like, I mean, like, why, though? Maybe that's the question. Like, why tell the story? I mean, and I love creative freedom, so it would never be a thing of, like, this story shouldn't be told. You know, it'd never be that. Listen, I've been watching Monogatari, okay? We've already had that conversation of, like, creative freedom and, like, the limits and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like I've kind of had a better stance coming out of that, of, like, I'm just accepting of, like, most creative stories. But it's like, you know, what are we pulling out of this, right? I mean, I guess I do like how this didn't solve Rudy's problems, so, like, anybody that's, like, self-identifying with Rudy really hard would hopefully get the hint of, like, hey, guess what? Sex isn't gonna just, like, boom, your life is better, or boom, you know, whatever. Like, it's not like a switch you flip, you know? 'Cause, yeah, I mean, dude, I've read so many, like, I don't browse, like, 4chan, right? But, like, I've seen a lot of green text, so, okay, 4chan, green text. But, like, you know, I've seen a lot of, like, that kind of stuff, or, like, just other incel rhetoric, or stuff even tangential to those communities. I don't want to, like, incel's kind of a crazy term nowadays, but, you know, so, like, I've seen a lot of people say, like, you know, I had sex with a prostitute, it didn't, like, it didn't do anything, you know, like, and people are like, what, you think you'd solve it? It's like, yes, like exactly, like, it's not gonna solve it, dude, you know? So for Rudy to go through that lesson, like, that, I guess I appreciate. It's just crazy. It's crazy because it's literally, like in modern day terminology, being that she is 15, and I'm going to hold Rudy at least, I hold Rudy as an adult, whatever. You gotta at least give me 18 years mental age. If he's 13 and has all the past life stuff, you know, like at least, well, and I don't want to, well, I'm kind of assuming then, I was about to start projecting, like, Western freaking law. I'm just going to use Western law as an example because I'm not well-versed in freaking international law. But, like, I mean, it's straight up pedophilia, right? Would be, like, the charge, you know? If we were to view you as an adult, which I would argue yes, but, you know, people argue about that. And then Eris is obviously a minor. So, like, it's, like, that one thing. It's, like, crazy. It's, like, we're making it as... it's like we're making it as acceptable as possible, almost, or, like, as reasonable as possible, or, like, as understandable as possible. Is this what it's like to read Lolita, bro? I need to read that book so I can figure out, like, what's going on with Lolita. Not in a weird way, okay? Calm yourself down. I'm done with the corruption arc. Corruption arc has been canceled. It never started. But you know what I mean? Where it's like, I mean, it's an interesting, like, it's, I mean, I've never seen it before. That's something. I mean, this is just crazy to me that I'm seeing this, you know? This is crazy. I think, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's funny. Like, there's, like sometimes, like, it's, like, so different from fan service. Because, like, I've seen, like, I'll see fan service and I'll be like, oh, like, okay, like, whatever. Or, like, sometimes it'll even be like, oh, this is, like, they're really making moves here and I kind of appreciate it, you know? Like, I've had, like, for fan service, like, you'd see, I don't know, like, hot woman doing hot woman things or whatever. Because I'm a straight dude. I like women. Boom. But, like, you know, so, like, sometimes fan service will be like, I'll find it annoying. But sometimes it'll be like, okay, like, they're trying to like, you know, get me feel a little freaky, and it's kind of working, you know, like that's how it works, right? But like here, I mean, it was like it's so, I don't know, it was like nothing. It's so weird to see something sexual in anime, and instead of feeling like rolling my eyes because it's like, oh, why does this need to be here? And instead of feeling like, even maybe like I'm like, okay, I'll roll with it, instead of feeling either of those, I feel like dread. I feel like dread and just I don't even know, like wordlessness, just like shock and dread, of just like, I can't believe that this is happening. But at the same time, I totally believe this is happening, and I don't know how I feel about that, right? So that was a very new experience. The cup merging with the water, bro, or with the wine, like sinking into it. God. Wow, I'm getting pain. I'm literally, that's sharp pain in my gut. I think my question is just why. And I mean, we're exploring some really interesting stuff. I think, so much of how I'll feel about this is going to be dependent on what we do with it. Like, what are we gonna do with Rudy next episode? Like, seeing him process this. I mean, he almost he dies, gets revived, and then has what he thinks is a big positive turning point, like the culmination of 45 years of lived experience. The thing he's been thinking about more often than not. It finally happens, and he feels good about it. It's not even like he's disappointed, but he's like, woo, like that's my thing. Like, good morning, everyone. He's feeling it. He's completely basking in it, right? So that being like a brutal, like, pull down to earth of like, talk, it ain't like that. Her cutting her hair is nuts. That shocked me. I love it. It's perfect, but wow, that shocked me. And that last thing with this Rudy just like crying and walking. I mean, what is he gonna be desperate for another love? Is he gonna and I mean, I feel like this is just gonna drive malice into his heart. He's not gonna understand, right? Of how could she do this? Does she not care about me? All that kind of stuff. I wonder if he's gonna turn spiteful towards her at all, and that's gonna cause fallout between the two of them. Should they meet again? He's probably gonna leave. I don't think he's just gonna wait around for her journey to come back. I don't know what he's gonna do because he doesn't know where Sylphie is. Roxy's across the globe. Roxy's literally on the other side of the freaking plane, dude. Man God could just say, "Hey, I heard you were looking for Sylphie. She's at this place," and then that could lead him. Man God's literally just eating popcorn right now. Ain't that the craziest thing? Man God is eating popcorn right now. Eris and Rudy are banging. I'm gonna say it how it is because that's the show. And Man God is eating popcorn. And then Eris cuts her hair and leaves, and Rudy is sobbing, walking alone, and Man God's eating popcorn. This is what I'm talking about, man. My light just fell. That's what I'm talking about, man. I can't believe that. What do we do? What do we do, Rudy? What do we do? Are you going to be spiteful towards her, lack of understanding? You're going to become, kind of angry, cynical about women? Are we going to go on a cynical woman-hating arc? I don't think you'd go woman-hating, but, I mean, it's not going to be pretty. I just see him being angry. Just angry. Just from not understanding because of how important it was for him. And then for her to, spit on it and abandon it, they go through this moment of what he sees as he's been told probably, or he understands, he has the impression that this is the peak of human connection, because that's sometimes how sex is described, right? The most intimate you can be with somebody, and he has this moment with Eris, and I think he truly feels that, but Eris doesn't see it that way because of everything that's going on with her, and she leaves, and so it's he exposes himself and is the most vulnerable with, and shares in like her vulnerability there, and then and then immediately after she's gone, so it's like she has betrayed that vulnerability. She has like, it's like, I feel like he'll take it in a way that's like, she has wounded me in a way that only someone that close to me could, right? I think that's how he's gonna take it, and I could see that making him very angry, and more like spiteful and just like venomous and like acidic and caustic, not like like some red hot angry, but like more of like a how dare you, as opposed to like I'm going to like see, like not like seeing red in like rage, but more just like this cold anger. I could see that settling into him. Right now he's just sobbing because it's just the shock of it. Oh man, y'all are gonna say some crazy stuff for both sides. Y'all are gonna say some crazy stuff for and against this. That's the crazy thing. I don't even know how I feel about it, and y'all are gonna go insane. That's crazy. I mean, I'm down. Like, go insane. I want to hear what the arguments are. Like, I'm down to like hear. You know, it's not a bad thing. I just already know some essays are gonna be typed. I know some essays are gonna be copy pasted from other channels, bro. That's how this is gonna be. All right, y'all aren't slick. Okay, I know what you do. Frick. And now we've lost her. We've lost Eris. She's just gone. Can we just follow Eris? Can we just leave Rudy behind? I want to see how Eris processes this all. She's such an interesting character. Like, it's like crazy. Like, it's like she has like 3 layers, you know, where it's like the outermost shell where she's like, she fights, she kicks at the people that get close to her, and then she like admires you, like you get deeper. She admires you, she cares for you, like with Rudy, like Ghislaine, you know, all these people. And like she becomes very, very, very caring and very, very loving. Not even loving, but more caring, like very passionate and caring. But then if you get to, I think, the very core of her, her fierce spirit, like it goes back to being very individual, right? Where I kind of think that like I don't even know how much of her thing with Rudy was comfort. I think it was control. And I think that's a way of self-affirming and is an internal thing. Rather than I'm desperate and I need somebody else, it's I'm desperate and I need to regain myself. That's how I would see Eris there. So that, to me, like that kind of layered bubble is very interesting to me. And also like so true. You know, I love that, like characters like that. That's like that, like the core of that, like I just get reminded of like characters that I've like written, because you know your boy writes D&D characters. Your boy likes to do creative writing, you know. And I try not to talk about this because it's so it's not about Mushoku Tensei much, but and you know, so I try to not talk about it in reactions for the shows, but you know, I have a lot of fun doing that, and like thinking and like theory crafting, and like my like I resonate so much with like some of my characters, and I see it with Eris too, that like the core, like when you dig into them and when you rip everything away, they retreat into themselves, you know. That is like such an interesting dynamic to explore. You know, I'm not even thinking about Mushoku Tensei. I'm just thinking through all my stupid shit, you know. Just be like, man, who is like Eris? Who do I think is most like Eris, you know? 15. Crazy age. It's crazy because it's a world that's like, it's weird. It's like the world is Rui Jerd is seeing Eris and Rudius as adults. He says that at the beginning of the episode. As soon as he said that, I was like, dude, they're gonna fuck. I'm so pissed. I was like, dude, it's gonna happen. That's so crazy to me, you know? And that was more like, I don't know if I went into denial. I don't know what it was, but it was just like, it's gonna happen. I also, man, I feel so weird. Like, I don't know, because I just said, like, they're gonna fuck. Like, that's so it's just like disgusting to me. Yeah, and I don't like that I said it like that. I kind of regret that I said it like that. Because that's so much, like, that's almost demeaning of the moment. So I kind of take that back, I guess. Not that I meant it, but that's just what was going through my brain. That was going through my brain of just like, oh, like, they're gonna, like, it's gonna happen. Whatever thing everyone's freaking out about, it's happening, and it's happening now. Because they're alone, they've been called adults, and then we got all this stuff about, oh, and she's extra alone, and oh, Rudy's extra traumatized, and oh, people are gonna try to court her. And now she has to become the adult because her parents are gone. And it's like, well, it's gonna happen. And then it did, and then it was like, and I don't know how to feel about it. And then she walks in the dress of her own volition. Give me my stupid... I literally threw my headphones onto my bed. Let me freaking move over and grab them. Because I want to hear her say the kitten thing. Because that's just so crazy to me that I need to hear it again. Get him over here. Just like conceptually, it's like y'all really just did that to me, show. And Rudy, like, I mean, at least he tried to. He was like, a promise is a promise. He was like really not doing it, and then it's crazy. She like showed like, I'm so dedicated to doing this that I'm going to do the stupid Beastman thing. I'm gonna do that thing that's so demeaning to me. She demeaned herself for him, to like turn him on, bro. That's like. Whoa, that's just like I don't even know how to think of that, because it's like I feel like that's like a trope or like a common theme in a lot of like sexual or like pornographic things of like a woman demeaning herself, and that's like a big turn on. Like that's something that like I think is like a thing that's like for people, right? It's like that quote, or it's like, and like that, like things that come to mind when I say that is like a saying of like guys just wants a good girl who does bad things to them, you know? Good girls want a bad boy who's good to them, and guys want a good girl who's bad to them, you know? Like that's like the saying, or the kind of thing. And so like, for that to be kind of what pushes him over the edge is like, she's willing to do this like for you. She's willing to like do this like weird like self-inflicted like it's like a mix of like a vulnerability and like a embarrassment and like I'm willing to do this much for you, you know? And that's just crazy to me. Yeah, right here. What's your precursor to this sentence, Eris? I need to understand you. My mother taught me this, and she's dead, dude. I can't believe all of them died. I was not ready for Philip to also be dead. And the mom. Because I don't know. I don't have much to say. Am I gonna watch another one? Might as well just take this energy into the finale, right? I mean, fuck it. It's not like I need to sleep. Who cares? Who cares? Let's watch the whole. I'll watch season 2 right away. No, we're gonna take a break after next episode for sure. But yeah, I think at the start of season 2. Episode 1, we'll do comments, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of comments for this. I might even do a special episode just for comments if I don't want to like taint the start of season 2 with it. Because I feel like that it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna be long, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a special comments episode or something, if there's enough to say. Maybe I'll look at it and I'll just be like, and I'll like the arguments will just be stuff I don't care about like elaborating on. We'll see. We'll just see how it goes. There's no pressure. We're just kind of doing our thing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm disassociating now. I think that's a good time to end the episode. My stupid light fell, bro. That's so unlucky. That's crazy. What an episode for it to fall on. Episode 22 of Mushoku Tensei. On to the finale, episode 23 of season 1. Then we'll jump straight into season 2. Should be exciting. I don't think we're gonna do a tier list. I kind of paused it and people are like, just keep going. So we'll probably just keep going. Maybe after the first core of season 2 if we're feeling it. But we already know Eris is the top tier, and that's about all that matters, right? I'm not gonna pretend. I've said it loud and proud. She's always been my favorite character. So yeah, that's all for this episode 22. On to the next episode 23. Of course, if you like the video, subscribe if you're new, blah blah blah. Comment below if you have anything to say, or join the Discord and talk to me or the Mushoku Tensei fans there. Until then, until the next episode, that's all for now. I'll be seeing you then. Peace.